Good morning, everybody. John with you. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing my candle empties videos, the wax and candles that I've burned and melt during the month of April, right? This is the end of April, right? End of April, 2018. Yeah, it's like 5 in the morning, okay, because I got up, I was going to go to work be at work at 5:30 in the morning, and I woke up at 4, and like usual when I'm working I had my oatmeal and my coffee and my turkey bacon, and I'm all awake. I'm literally heading out the door, locking the door to go down to the bus stop, and I thought, let me check the schedule one more time to see when the next person was coming into work. And I realized when I looked at the schedule I wasn't supposed to be in at 5:30 today for some reason. Because I think somebody else's training opening, and I'm scheduled to come in at 7. I thought, well, good thing I checked. And I thought, okay, well, I'm not going to go back to bed, so why don't I just record my candle empties video, because I was going to do that later today anyway. So let me just do that now before I go to work, and then I'll upload it while I'm at work. So interesting month for candles. It started out normal, and then something weird happened that kind of altered the month. So I got way off of the plan of what I was planning on burning this month. But let's just start out the month, and it's normal thing. I was burning this colonial candle, a large jar, cucumber fresca, which is a really lovely scent. On cold, it's a very fresh. It definitely smells like cucumber and water. It has just a very lovely, nice, fresh scent to it. And I didn't have problems. It was pretty clean, the burn, as far as you can see, except, at the end, I have to say this end always had problems completely pooling out, so I did kind of push wax down off of this end quite a bit, but it ended up burning pretty clean except at the very end. Disappointing, though, I have to say, for colonial candle, because it just didn't throw hardly at all, which is unusual. I mean, the colonials I usually have had some pretty good luck with, but this one, very pleasant scent, but I really couldn't smell it unless I was standing right on top of it. So, I mean, the scent there was like a 2 or a 3. I mean, it was just barely. Even when I burnt it in the bathroom, which is a much smaller room, I could barely smell it in the environment. So a little bit disappointed with that, because it was such a nice scent. This was a candle sent to me by a friend who sent a bunch of candles. Upper South Candle Company. This is out of Marshall, Virginia. Oak moss and amber. Small candle. Again, it's a very nice scent. It's kind of as you can imagine, like a wood, earthy, mossy smell. Slightly sweet. There is a little bit of sweetness in this. And it's a small candle, so actually it didn't do too badly. I mean, it wasn't a great throw. You wouldn't expect a lot of throw off of a candle this size. So, for its size, I would give it like a 5. I could smell it very lightly in the main room, a little bit more in the bathroom, but I actually burnt it most of the time in a lantern I have in the foyer area. So you could smell it, slightly in that area, but not really beyond it at all. Yeah, I had a couple of candles from these guys, and they were, I would say, about the same in terms of throw, kind of light on the throw. Very nice scents. Okay, and then what happened that affected the rest of the month was that here, and I live in Honolulu on the island of Oahu, and we had kind of strangely like almost a whole month of very rainy weather, where almost every day it was raining quite a lot and cloudy all the time, and we just were getting a lot of rain, which we don't usually get it that much. It rains a lot at night and clears up in the morning. That's real common, but it was just raining for like a month. And so we got here. I live down in the coastal area. What ends up happening, the trade wind weather, we kind of stops. We didn't get the trade winds that blow through all the time, so the air sort of just settled. all this rain comes down from the mountains down to the coastal area. We end up with kind of a lot of water sitting around, and we ended up getting a lot of mosquitoes, which we don't usually have. And I know in the past people were like, yeah, mosquitoes, whatever, but now, you know how it is. Everybody's all, ooh, whatever, Zika virus and illnesses and things that you can get from mosquitoes. So, and I was getting mosquitoes definitely here in Waikiki and in my apartment. And I mean, I have screens, we have jealousy windows and screens over the lanai and all that. But you know how it is. They're still going to find their way in somewhere. And I was getting mosquitoes inside as well, even though I have no standing water around. And, you know, they would bite. You get mosquito bites. And I just, you know, we're all a little bit paranoid about that. So I thought, okay, how can I get rid of some of these mosquitoes other than just chemicals? And I mean, I've done this a little bit before, but I went online again to refresh my memory about what kind of scents these mosquitoes don't like. So they don't like mint scent, and they don't like eucalyptus, and they don't like lavender. And I thought, okay, so what do I have anything on hand? And I had a couple things on hand. And then as I was burning those, I went out to Ross and said, well, let me see what else I can find that is in that category of scent. So I was burning lavender coconut, which I had on hand, and I love this scent. There's quite a bit left in, but I put it on the burner and threw some other stuff I'd been on top in there using. But this one, I love lavender coconut. I've had it before. It is just a really nice, sweet lavender with a nice, sweet coconut, and it's a beautiful scent. Throws really well. I had no problems with it. Love it. We'll get it again. And then I had on hand eucalyptus mint. It's a great standby to keep. Another scent that I just love this so much, and it is sweet eucalyptus, not a real biting, you know, eucalyptus, sweet eucalyptus with that mint. It's so nice. Good throw on. This is a really strong candle. This is like a 7 or 8 or 9 or something. Quite strong. Pretty clean burn on that. Love it. Then I also took, during this time period at night, to and those really helped, like keep the mosquitoes away. They don't like those scents. And at night I would keep melts going all night long in my electric warmer. So I had gotten a couple. This I had on hand already. Tuscany candle, First Snow. It's a Christmas one. I got it somewhere cheap, and I just had it on hand. But it's mint. It's basically like a minty smell. So I burnt those. Very nice, just kind of basic mint is all it is. Nothing fancy. It was good. I got a couple things from Bed Bath & Beyond, a couple of melts. Linen and lavender, which I would burn at night. This one was pretty light. I couldn't really smell it. I couldn't really smell it, honestly, but I melted it at night, and I guess it did the job. I don't know. And then what I'm finishing up right now is Ambiessence Zen Garden. This one is just a minty kind of smell as well. Greens, but definitely mint also. And this one is okay. It's not really strong either. Like, I can't really smell it that much, but I've been melting them at night, all night long. So, to help with the bugs. Something else to help with the bugs, I also got, read they really don't like copal either. So I got some copal incense online, like a gigantic package of it. I'm set, man. And I've been burning that off and on as well. And copal is, I didn't know what it was, but it's the resin of tropical trees that was used a lot in pre-Columbian Mesoamerica. But the bugs don't like it. Also, I should mention at some point earlier, I did a melt of Yankee Candle candied it's all whack. Yankee Candles candied pecans, which I honestly couldn't smell at all. Couldn't smell it at all. So, then at Ross, I got a couple candles here. Restoring Eucalyptus. This one was just kind of your basic eucalyptus smell. It was okay. It was not extremely strong. You know, maybe like a 5. But, you know, again, mosquitoes, I think it did the job, helped keep them away. I also got this bamboo eucalyptus. This was kind of a more pleasant smell to me, very green smelling, very fresh green with some eucalyptus in it. And I could smell this one a little bit better than the others. This was maybe like a 6 or so. I could smell it in the room. It was only $6.99 at Ross. It was okay. And again, mosquitoes, helps to keep them away. And then I forgot I had this one, which I also burned, lavender marshmallow, because they don't like lavender. And this one, this is really sweet, and I mean, I feel like I smelt the marshmallow more than I smelt the lavender in this one personally, but it was a pretty clean burn, and it was fairly strong. I mean, like a 6. Yeah, not quite as strong as a normal Bath & Body Works for me, but it was okay. And then I just kind of backed off. That was like about 3 weeks out of the month. I kind of was doing this, trying to keep the mosquitoes away. So I kind of got sick of all that and have moved back into like my regular candles. And I'm burning a few things right now, but one that are not done. But one thing that I did finish was pomelo and pine, Bath & Body Works. And man, I gotta tell you, I've come to the conclusion that I just really love pine scents, and it doesn't have to be at Christmas. And I think like once a month I'm probably going to be burning something that has pine in it, because I just love pine. I guess, you know, we don't really have pine trees in Hawaii. I mean, we have like Norfolk pine, and I only know where one of those is in my area. I know there's one. So we don't really have pine trees, so I guess to us this is like an exotic fragrance. I don't know, but I love the scent of pine. And pomelo is just like a citrus fruit, so I don't. Yeah, there's a little bit of a citrusy scent in here, but it is predominantly pine for me. Really strong too. It was so nice. This was like an 8 or a 9. I mean, super strong all over the place. And just, I loved this candle very, very much. Enjoyed it. So, yeah, I don't know. That was my month of April, trying to keep the mosquitoes, you know, from biting me all over the place. Oh, I also used spray. Let me show you this. Something else I did at night was I have coconut mint drop, because they don't like mint, and twisted peppermint, which I love. So these I would spray around all of my linen, bed linens, before I went to bed, and I'd spray some on myself and spray some on myself before I went out. So I know I walked around smelling like Christmas and coconut, you know, mint, but it does the job, you know, because they don't like the scent, so they kind of stay away from you. I love this stuff anyway. This one, oh my gosh, twisted peppermints, amazing. All right. Let me know what you did this month, and I'll enjoy seeing your videos and hearing about your experiences. So hopefully there's still some mosquitoes around here and there. So I've seen 1 or 2 in the apartment. So I might, you know, I'm doing this copal incense off and on, you know, definitely. All right. Have a good month. We'll talk to you next time.